Race number 5 at Ascot, it is Australia. Race number 11 for our Singapore viewers. The Sweps Ascot 1,000 guineas at 1,800 metres, a listed race as well. And I can't separate a few at the top here, Mark.
Jay, this is a good race for the girls. The winner's got to come out from the top 4 for mine. We'll have a look at the replay of all the top 5 essentially, but we'll focus on Spirit Bird, who had to go back from barrier 13 and just missed out.
Spirit Bird is out wide from Cubit and Cundy. Hudat Singer, though, led into the home straight. Black Dynamite came off its heels, lays down the gauntlet quickly. Down the outside, Dreamtime Dancer. Arcadia Dream is running on as well, but Dreamtime Dancer down to the 150. Burst away, got to the lead here. In behind them, Impassioned. Down the outside, Spirit Bird, but Dreamtime Dancer draws away. Dreamtime Dancer beat the...
Massive run by Spirit Bird. I know it's now probably your favourite horse since coming across the West, and for good reason as well. You look at the recent runs, 4th in the Group 3 champion filly, 2nd in the Guineas when ridden by Craig Williams, and then is 2nd in both starts this campaign. One behind Black Dynamite, which came out and won last weekend, and then behind Dreamtime Dancer, and as you mentioned, barrier 13 on that occasion. Barrier 9 here, Paul Harvey takes a ride. He can dictate and control. Spirit Bird's going to be really hard to beat, and does, of course, meet Dreamtime Dancer 1 kilo better.
Barrier 10 won't hinder this horse, I don't think. I think she'll position up just as well as last start and be running on as well. The odds were silly last start. We've also got Blackwood's Arcadia Dream and Impassioned, those last two for the Peters stable.
Well, as you mentioned, the odds for Dreamtime Dancer were ridiculous, and if anything, this horse is going to be more suited. Adam Durant's told us about the breeding on the mother's side, lights the 3,000 metres there, so this is no issue. The 1,800 metres, barrier 10, a little bit more tricky for Dreamtime Dancer. Blackwood, of course, a listed winner, was really impressed with the run as well. Laid in at times, and hasn't come back probably as good. Was beaten by the Blue Nipper first up when had all its chance, but barrier 1, the 56 kilos, should get a pretty nice run. Arcadia Dream still the one for mine. I was pretty keen on her last start, and I'm going to stay with her as well. She gets the 1 kilo swing. She has won over the 1,800 metres before. That's a big positive for mine. We know that she gets the distance nicely. Barrier 7 should be in a perfect position. I still think she has the best turn of foot in the race, and I was really impressed by Impassioned as well. We mentioned that she was one in the Cerise and White that could run a bit of a race. Finished 3rd in the listed challenge, only a length and a bit behind Dreamtime Dancer. Has won 2nd up before as well. Sean O'Donnell rides so well when he gets his opportunity in the Cerise and White. So for mine, the winners are probably coming out of the top 4. Impassioned just on the verge there, but it is going to be a cracking race. I'm going to tip number 2, Arcadia Dream. From number 4, Spirit Bird, 3, Dreamtime Dancer, and 1, Blackwood.
I'm going with the Victorian trained Nick Cox. Number 4, Spirit Bird, from 1, Blackwood, 2, Arcadia Dream, and 3, Dreamtime Dancer.
Race number 6, it's Australia. Race number 13, it's Alex Piper Stakes. Of course, the other listed race as well. And Kia Ora Kudu returns.
Yes, a lot of people really looking forward to seeing this horse hit the track after its last run in the VRC Derby, the Victoria Derby, which is an outstanding 3rd behind Tarzanio. We know how good he's going. Let's have a look at that, the replay of his trial coming back where he did it really easy.
Noski into the straight they run. Now they'll start to up tempo inside the last 400, and Warning Sky leads the way. Moving up on the outside again is So Extreme, but under pressure, and here comes Kiora Kutu down the outside. Is starting to descend upon them now and moves into 2nd place and is out after Warning Sky's had a comfortable front running, but Kiora Kutu raced up on the outside, got a taste of the Persuader and raced away to win with the ears pricked forward.
It was a really good trial, as you mentioned. There wasn't a lot of effort in the way that this horse picked them up, as you'd expect as well in that type of trial. What I like with this horse, though, last campaign, I mean, going across for the Group 1, and Adam Durant said, green, still learning, and I think we saw that in the run as well. Has plenty of potential. Barrier 11. For mine, it had that 14.50. He'll be fit enough. It's going to be very hard to beat.
He's the class in the field, without a doubt. We've also got Hudat Singer will inject a lot of pace into the race. Knocked up last start, though, in the Challenge Stakes.
The biggest thing I circled with Hudat Singer, I circled it last start and I did it again this start, is the barrier. Now barrier 4. The only 2 bad runs that we've seen from this horse, barrier 16, and that was, of course, in the Group 2 Guineas, and barrier 11 last start in the listed challenge. This has to do too much work to cross. Barrier 4, the 55.5, I think can get out, get to the front. There's not too many horses that will want to lead this race. So I think Hudat Singer gets it much more comfortable out in front and can certainly finish on strongly.
We've also got Honest Galloper, the cobbler. Just doesn't seem to run a bad race.
Well, if you like Spirit Bird, you have to like the cobbler. It's as simple as that. Their form lines match up all the way through. 3rd in the Group 2 Guineas, 5th in the listed challenge. Of course, was just beaten behind Let It Slipper in the Magic Moons as well. And finally gets a gate. Jumped from 14 last start. Barrier 2 here, the 54 kilos. I think the cobbler's going to be very hard to beat.
We'll also quickly touch on Half to Real Love. The Perth Cup winner gets a start in this. Heart Starter.
Massive run last start, wasn't it? It had been knocking on the door. I think the start before, William Pike might have not seen the runner on the inside pick it up at Bunbury. Then they stretched out to the 1800 metres, wins by 6 lengths. Now, it only beat Sir Vatican, which has had the 6 career starts for only 1 second, so we have to put that in perspective. But you just had to love the way the horse ran on. 54 kilos now as well, so drops 3. Big positives here as well.
The further the better.
Exactly right. So really looking forward to seeing how Heartstarter goes. Selections, I can't go past number 1, Kia Ora-Kudu. From number 4, the Cobbler, 3, Who Dat Singer, and 9, Heartstarter.
I've gone with 1, Kia Ora-Kudu as well. 4, the Cobbler. 5, Who Dat Singer. 9, Heartstarter.
Race 7, it's Australia, race number 15 for our Singapore viewers over the 1100 metres. Some different form lines, but a pretty classy and I think a tightly contested race.
Yeah, not a bad race. We'll have a look at Travellin, who sat behind the leader, Queen of Choice last start from Barrier 1 and used the cutaway to great advantage.
Wilson down on his inside, then Queen of Choice back in traffic. Up in front of it now, Settlers Creek, Grey Enigma further back with Star Glitter. At the 200, Castle Retreat led, shifted ground. Travellin getting up on the inside of it. They're a length and a half clear of No Smoke, and they've got it between themselves. Travellin finishing the better though. Now rushes through, grab Castle Retreat and Travellin after getting the run of the race too good. Travellin beat...
Really good performance there by Travellin. There was only 2 horses that used the cutaway on that day, and Clint Johnson Porter rode both of them. Rode an absolute treat. Barrier 1 didn't really have a lot of choice in that run. My only concern is the 1100 metres. I never actually raced over the 1100, but the 1200 at the moment just seems ideal. Whether this horse is going to have enough time to pick them up, we'll have to wait and see. He does step up in weight as well, carrying the 57 kilos, but has won 2 of its past 4 in really good form.
Number 7 as well, Roger the Roman, who's coming off 2 good wins in the provincial areas, and it's not the worst here.
No, definitely not. Career best form, I think. You go through the whole form lines, even going back a couple of runs at its seconds at Pinjarra and also Bunbury. But the win to beat Brackets by over a length, for mine, Brackets is still a Saturday horse. And then beating Universal Moon by over a length, which has come out of one since as well. So the form lines hold up. Now, Barrier 12 will just be interesting to see what they do here. Roger the Roman does normally like to roll forward or beat at least midfield. But we saw 3 starts ago when jumping from Barrier 10, they went right to the back and the horse ran on strongly. From Barrier 12, I think now that they know the horse can do it, they'll be tempted to do the same again.
We'll also have a quick look here at number 11, Roman Fighter, who's first up, has placed twice from 2 goes at it.
I really like this horse. It just doesn't bring it all to race day. I was a massive fan of it first up at last campaign. Got beaten by a neck by Tudorbolt on the part of the track you didn't want to be, but that was race number 1, so no one knew. Barrier 6 at 56 kilos comes to this race without a trial. For mine, they have to be pretty confident that it's going nicely. I always like this horse first up. I think if we're going to get some value for the card, it might be this. That is the way that I'm going to tip number 11, Roman Fighter. From 3, Travellin, number 7, Roger the Roman, and 12, Ripper Red.
I've got the 2, Sable Secret on top from 3, Travellin, 4, King of the Palace, and 6, Lord Balthazar.
Race number 8, it's Australia. Race number 17 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1400 metres. A couple of last start winners coming into this race and some pretty good form lines as well.
Yeah, Regal Commander's in this race, which is a pretty good go by on form. Let's have a look at his win 2 starts ago.
Nincy, Tiger, Pete, Crown Lawyer, Mickey, Two Toes in the straight, and Benito on the inside. Jez Park, Regal Commander got out of her pocket and hit the front, but joining in on the outside, Fly Tico and Volkov as well. It's Regal Commander in front, Volkov and Fly Tico trying to pick him up. Regal Commander's in front though, and Regal Commander has got home for a good first up.
The win 2 starts ago was super impressive, wasn't it? Beating Volkov, so the form lines have certainly held up. Had no luck last start, conditions didn't suit. We saw a big drift on course going into that race as well. Barrier 3, the 56 kilos. I like the step up to 1400 metres. It's never won further than 12, but in a race like this, you can just see it just sitting there nicely, relaxed through the run, and then showing that brilliant turn of foot late. I think Regal Commander will be one of the better bets of the day.
Conserving energy, you're right, Adam. Just got to settle. We'll have a look at 8, It's It as well. Smart Galloper coming off a good win here to beat Star Glitter.
This horse showed plenty of promise last campaign, but I don't think people thought it was going to win 3 of its last 4 in a row. One over the 1400 metres when going straight to the front with 57. Then Randy Tan kept the ride in Perth at Ascot, carried the 53.5 and won. A bit disappointing when stepped up to the 1700 metres, so they dropped back to 12. William Pike on board and wins by almost 2 lengths again. Barrier 1, 51.5 kilos. It will be running on strongly, straight to the front, saying catch me if you can. And that's what I like for Regal Commander in this race, because there will be speed no matter what. So I am going to tip that way. Number 5, Regal Commander. From 8, It's It. Number 11, She Rules All, which is in career best form. And number 6 coming back.
I've got number 6 on top, coming back from 5, Regal Commander. 8, It's It. 3, Held of the Painter. It's a nice odds.
Well, it is time now to take a look at our best bets, and I don't often like throwing out a 2-year-old, especially in a listed race, but I'm going with race 2, number 3 here, Lusaha, and also race 8, number 5, Regal Commander, the Cerise and White, hopefully in the last getting us home. What have you got, Mark?
I've got race 1, number 6, Northridge, and race 2, number 6, Whispering Brook to get us off to a really good start to the day.
Head-to-head there with our best bets. Looking forward to all of the races across the weekend. Make sure you do follow us on Perth Racing on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also perthracing.com.au for all of the event information. On behalf of both of us, hopefully we found you a couple of winners. We look forward to your company again next week.
Good luck.
Quick